We've come a long way, but we now have the final 10. Before we start that game though, we're going to have a little meet and greet for each of the players. In seat 1 we have
Noel, I'm a student.
Seat 2.
Hi, I'm Devlin, I'm a student at NUS.
In seat 3.
Nicholas, student.
Seat 4.
I am Victor, I'm a stockbroker.
In seat 5.
Edward, student.
Seat 6.
Richard, hotel management.
Seat 7.
Ryan, project engineer.
In seat 8.
I'm Elton, I'm a headhunter.
And in seat 9.
I'm Ken, I'm in Bible school right now.
And last but not least, seat 10.
I'm Joe, I'm a banker.
Making it to the final table, it's a great accomplishment, a great achievement for players. However, making it that far and not being able to win will be a heartbreak for many. And in this case, a shootout tournament, making it there, it could be by pure luck. You could really make a fool of yourself if you play bad there. People will definitely know that you're not cut out to be there. I mean, you didn't deserve to be there in the first place. So, especially for this, the first place will definitely be a contestant on the show. Such a huge prize on the line. And making it that far, they better know how to close the deal there.
Richard out, we lose a player here. All the 5 players of the final table. Lines up this time 2,000, 4,000.
For Ken, the guy from Bible school, making it that far to the final table, good on him, but he didn't really impress me. He didn't do anything out of the ordinary. He didn't try to make things happen for himself. And he ended up just blinding himself out, just kept folding. He just had to wait for good hands, and that'll be how any average, solid player would play. Whereas the 7th place finisher, Edward, although he came in as a winner from his heat, he was one of the first few to get busted out. He tried making things happen for himself. He was pretty card dead, and yet he tried making moves here and there when it required. And that's one thing I really look out for. Making things happen for yourself, not just deciding when your cards are good, you play, but it's also making sure that you try your best, anything within your means, to stay alive, to win the competition. You're not there to come in 2nd, 3rd or 4th. People never remember you. They all only remember the winner. Elton the Headhunter, when it was during his heat, the one which he won, he was comfortable. He maintained his presence. People knew he was there. People knew that I might not want to mess with this guy. But on the final table, he was getting pounded by the other winners of the heats. And being a people person, being a headhunter, I could still see he was being comfortable, but he wasn't sitting forward anymore. He wasn't exerting his presence. I noticed him sitting back, just trying to let things happen instead of trying his best to make things happen. He was just hoping things would fall his way. Most importantly, he was a changed man on the final table, and that surprised me, sadly.
Turn is a 10. Ace high two in front. And the river is a king. And we lose another player. We lose Elton.
Victor, he dressed up, he talked the talk, but when he got down to the final table, I wasn't sure if it was being nervous or he just found himself in an entirely new environment, one he's never been to, or maybe he just saw the prize so close and I think he tripped up actually. He just didn't perform the way I would like him to. He just didn't step up his game. On the final table, you're there with fellow winners. You're not there with any Tom, Dick or Harry who just walked into the qualifier to try their hand at qualifying for the show. So, if you're on the final table, I would expect you to step up your game. Sadly, he didn't.
5, you take down the pot and eliminate Victor. Give Victor a round of applause, finishing 8th place.
As the game went on, as people started getting eliminated left, right, center, you were left with like 4 or 5 players. That's where someone's true colors really stepped up, really show and bring him through and win it. And the remaining people really tripped up. They just tightened up, they just got really scared because I think they could really feel it. They could really feel how close they were to winning the whole qualifier and being on the showdown. And Joe was one of those who were not afraid. Joe was one of those who just killed everyone, and that's how I play. That's how I perform. You know, you can always be under pressure, but play the game for what it is. Play it to win. Don't be distracted. And I was glad to see Joe do that. And as the final table went on, he went on to win it. We had to give out the wild cards, and unfortunately, a lot of people were left disappointed. With the final table decided, Jolie crowned the winner. It was the toughest part of the night, I'll say, where me and Dave, we had to sit down and decide who the 7 wildcards were. As I mentioned, I had a lot of hope for those who went to the final table, but they actually disappointed me. So then again, me and Dave had to look outside of the final table. We had to look at the qualifier as a whole. And Dave was the right person because he really picked out a lot of people for me and him to actually further look into. And he picked out a lot of names, which didn't appear on the final table. And I had to agree with him. These people whom he picked out, they had a lot of personality. They had a lot of character. And most importantly, we both felt that these people had a lot of potential. They come from very different backgrounds, from very different levels of poker experience. And despite not making the final table, some of them, they would actually bring something which I think would complement each and every contestant in the show. And that's why we had a really hard time giving out these 7 wildcards, but I'm glad we made our choice.
We make a good job of these people. Alright, excellent. Alright, let's go.